Bedside Manor, a short tale of dark horror by Isaac Thorne. Narrated by Isaac Thorne. Published by Lost Hollow Books. There's no such thing as ghosts, at least according to Mommy and Daddy. So no one was more surprised than Jake the night he rolled over and discovered the oral lady with the blank expression and hollow eyes standing right beside his bed. She floated there, glowing an icicle white and blue, like the strobes cast from television static when all the house lights are doused. Her arms hung too long at her sides, their bony fingertips stretching nearly to her knees, or where her knees should have been, had she visible legs beneath her billowing nightgown. Entirely conscious, and no longer the slightest bit sleepy, Jake considered himself lucky. Although he might have thought his first instinct would have been to gasp or yank the covers over his head or to wail for the company of his parents, he had not actually physically reacted to the ghost or entity. However, he did suddenly realize that he was holding his breath. He allowed his lungs to deflate slowly, an approximation of what he thought might be the long exhale of a sleeping body. The thing in ghostly female form did not appear to have noticed that he was awake. The face that hovered over her body was slack, its hollow eye socket staring straight ahead, as if over Jake's body, at the wall behind him. On the other side of that wall lay his Mommy and Daddy, in their own bed. At that moment, they might as well have been in another country. Now and then, Jake thought he saw something glisten and, he would swear it, move behind the thing's eye sockets. Then something wet and shiny in the glow of the creature's own aura slid from the right socket and fell toward the floor. It evaporated in the ghostly convalescent fog of the thing's gown just before it hit. Jake thought it might have been a worm. He surreptitiously scanned what he could see of the floor beneath the figure, but could detect no evidence of whatever had crept from her eye socket. He also could not see the Mickey Mouse clock on the wall behind the floating thing, so he had no idea how much time had passed. An eternity later, it faded from his view. Gratefully, Jake noticed that the shape's head and those hideous writhing eye sockets were the first to go, followed by its shoulders, its waist, and eventually the cloud at the floor on which it had seemed to hover. In the spot where its head had been, both of Mickey Mouse's white bubble-shaped glove hands were pointing to the giant number 3.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?